When you think of South Korea, you might imagine K-pop idols, mukbang trends, or the dazzling city of Seoul. However, there's a hidden side to South Korea that is just as intriguing and shocking, especially in the world of the ultra-wealthy. In this video from Fledgling Eagle, we'll explore 7 strange and unique aspects of South Korean culture, from billion-dollar chaebols to the dark realities behind its glamorous facade. The mysterious world of South Korea's billionaires and chaebols. South Korea's economy is largely shaped by a select few family-owned conglomerates known as chaebols. These massive conglomerates are not only key players in the country's economic landscape, but also wield significant influence over politics and society. While the term chaebol might seem synonymous with billionaire, it's important to note that there is a distinction. While anyone can be wealthy, becoming a chaebol means you are not just rich, but one of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in the country. The dominance of the chaebols. Some of South Korea's largest and most influential chaebols include Samsung, Hyundai, SK Group, LG, and Lotte. These conglomerates control nearly half of the nation's stock market value and significantly impact the country's economic output. To understand the scale of their influence, take Samsung as an example. Samsung is not only the largest chaebol, but also the most financially potent, generating a staggering 333 trillion Korean won, approximately 6.1 trillion VND, in revenue. The company's influence is so massive that its inheritance tax, when Samsung chairman Lee Kun-hee passed away, surpassed 10 trillion won, about 186.5 trillion VND, further illustrating the colossal wealth that defines these family-run empires. Hyundai, South Korea's largest automobile manufacturer, also stands out as a behemoth on the global stage. With revenues reaching 181 trillion won, Hyundai is the 4th largest car maker worldwide, directly competing with automotive giants like Toyota. Such success isn't just beneficial for Hyundai, it's vital to South Korea's overall economy. If any of these chaebols were to cease operations, it would trigger a financial crisis with profound national implications. The global economic footprint of K-pop. In an intriguing twist, even South Korea's entertainment industry, specifically K-pop, has evolved into a powerful economic engine. BTS, arguably the most famous K-pop group in the world, generates an eye-popping 56 trillion won annually, roughly the same amount as some of South Korea's largest industrial conglomerates. In fact, BTS's influence extends beyond just music. It has become an integral part of South Korea's economic infrastructure, similar to a chaebol in its ability to drive economic growth, cultural export, and international tourism. This phenomenon has also brought attention to the broader Hallyu, Korean wave effect, where South Korea's entertainment industry, from music to film and fashion, contributes significantly to the nation's GDP. The cultural export of K-pop and Korean dramas is becoming as essential to the economy as the manufacturing sector traditionally dominated by the chaebols. The dark side of South Korea's elite. Despite their immense success, South Korea's billionaires and chaebols are not without controversy. Behind their polished public images lies a world of legal battles, corruption, and power struggles. The leadership of these conglomerates often comes under scrutiny, with accusations of unethical business practices, tax evasion, and monopolistic behavior. One of the most high-profile scandals in recent years involved the heirs of Samsung, particularly Lee Jae-yong, the current vice chairman of Samsung Group, who faced charges of bribery and corruption linked to former President Park Geun-hye's impeachment. This case, along with others involving top leaders of Hyundai and SK Group, highlighted the deeper issues of corporate governance, the lack of transparency, and the cozy relationship between big business and politics in South Korea. The chaebols also have a stranglehold on much of South Korea's economic landscape, often stifling competition and maintaining dominance in key sectors. This has led to a growing debate about the need for reform, with some calling for greater diversification of the economy and more support for smaller businesses. The dark secrets and scandals of South Korea's Chaebols. In addition to their massive success, South Korea's Chaebols are also embroiled in a number of shocking and disturbing stories. These powerful family-run conglomerates are often at the center of major scandals, but due to their status and political connections, they are able to avoid facing serious consequences. Power beyond the law. One of the most shocking aspects of the Chaebol world is their ability to evade punishment for crimes. High-profile corruption cases involving figures like Lee Kun-hee, former chairman of Samsung, and Chae Tae-won, chairman of SK Group, reveal a disturbing reality. The rich and powerful in South Korea seem to have the ability to bypass the law. While ordinary citizens face harsh penalties, Chaebol leaders are often pardoned or receive reduced sentences, never truly held accountable for their actions. Tragic stories from elite families. Beyond political scandals, the private lives of Chaebol families are equally filled with tragedy. One of the most haunting stories is that of Go Hun-jong, the wife of the heir to SH Group, who endured severe mistreatment by her in-laws. For over 8 years, she was treated like a servant and reduced to nothing more than a breeder. After her divorce, she was forced to pay a substantial sum, raising questions about the power and influence these families hold over both their business and personal lives. Mystery deaths. The media has also reported several mysterious deaths tied to these elite families. Lena, the wife of the heir to CJ Group, passed away under suspicious circumstances just months after their wedding. To this day, the cause of her death remains unresolved, leading to speculation about potential conspiracies or cover-ups within the Chaebol world, violence, and lack of consequences. Another unsettling case involved Choi Chun, the former chairman of M&M Transport, who was accused of violently assaulting a victim, leaving them with permanent physical and psychological scars. Like many other wealthy and powerful individuals in South Korea, he faced little to no punishment for his actions, once again highlighting the unchecked power and influence Chaebols hold over the legal system. The rich and their lavish lives. Despite the controversies and dark sides of South Korea's elite, many still admire the extravagant lifestyle of the country's wealthiest individuals. The Chaebols, in particular, are famous for their ostentatious displays of wealth. These billionaires live in multi-million-dollar mansions, travel by private jets, and enjoy luxury in nearly every aspect of their lives. South Korea even has banks and financial institutions exclusively catering to the ultra-wealthy, offering services like private banking, concierge, and bespoke wealth management solutions. A glimpse into their lavish world. From private villas in exclusive neighborhoods to lavish vacations on luxury yachts, the lifestyle of South Korea's richest is a far cry from the average citizen's experience. With access to the finest cars, art collections, and designer wardrobes, the elite are often seen as the epitome of opulence. Even the interiors of their homes are carefully curated to reflect their wealth and status, with some Chaebols spending hundreds of millions of dollars on their estates. The pressure of beauty standards and fashion culture. But it's not just about material wealth. South Korea is also known for its high fashion and beauty culture, which plays a significant role in the lives of its wealthy elite. Beauty standards in the country are famously strict, with an immense emphasis on perfection. For many of the ultra-wealthy, particularly among K-pop idols, fashion and beauty are not just personal choices, but part of their public persona and career. In fact, many idols undergo cosmetic procedures to meet these beauty standards, and this trend extends beyond women. Male idols also frequently invest in cosmetic enhancements to maintain their image. Fashion is also a crucial element, with the wealthy often sporting the latest collections from global designers and attending exclusive fashion shows around the world. Beauty standards in South Korea. South Korea is renowned for its beauty culture, which has become a global phenomenon, especially through the K-pop industry. The country leads the world in cosmetic surgery, with over 4,000 clinics performing an estimated 250,000 surgeries annually. In fact, South Korea has one of the highest rates of cosmetic surgery per capita, with about 1 in every 5 Koreans having undergone some form of procedure. The commonality of cosmetic surgery. The most popular procedure is double eyelid surgery, as many Koreans are born with single eyelids. The belief is that double eyelids are considered more attractive in South Korean beauty culture, often because they make the eyes appear larger and more expressive. This procedure is so common that it has become a rite of passage for many young people. Some parents even pay for the surgery as a graduation gift for their children. This trend is reflective of the intense pressure to meet high beauty standards, which are seen as essential for social and professional success. Cosmetic surgery and the K-pop industry. The influence of cosmetic surgery isn't confined to the general public. It's also prevalent among K-pop idols. In an industry where appearance is closely linked to success, many idols undergo subtle surgical enhancements to meet the country's rigorous beauty ideals. Some of the most famous K-pop stars, including members of Blackpink and Jung Chae-yeon, have openly discussed their cosmetic procedures. These surgeries range from eyelid surgery to rhinoplasty, nose jobs, and jawline contouring, all aimed at achieving the highly coveted, perfect look. Interestingly, male K-pop idols are also often subject to the same standards, with many undergoing procedures like eyelid surgery, facial contouring, or even skin treatments to maintain flawless looks. The pressure to conform to these beauty standards in the entertainment industry has made cosmetic surgery a widely accepted part of the K-pop culture, despite it being a sensitive topic in other parts of the world. The dark side of beauty standards. However, the obsession with physical perfection comes with a darker side. Cosmetic surgery, while popular, can sometimes have tragic outcomes. One such example is the case of Hyun-woo, a former actress who underwent surgery in her late 20s. She visited an illegal clinic where the procedure went terribly wrong. The botched surgery left her with severe facial disfigurement, and she was never able to fully recover. This heartbreaking case underscores the dangerous consequences of South Korea's rigid beauty standards and the extreme measures some are willing to take to conform to them. In addition to physical risks, the pressure to meet these beauty ideals has contributed to widespread mental health struggles, including anxiety, depression, and body dysmorphia. This has sparked an ongoing conversation in South Korea about the need for a cultural shift toward more inclusive beauty standards and a recognition that natural beauty can also be celebrated. The pressure of perfection. South Korea is notorious for its rigorous beauty standards, which are deeply ingrained in the culture. From a young age, people are encouraged to meet a highly idealized standard of physical appearance, leading to an intense societal pressure to conform. While this pressure can be motivating for some, for many, it becomes overwhelming, especially for the youth. The constant demand for physical perfection, combined with high academic and social expectations, has created a mental health crisis in the country. The rise of cosmetic surgery and the obsession with flawless skin, body shapes, and facial features have left many people feeling inadequate if they don't measure up. This relentless pursuit of beauty often exacerbates feelings of anxiety and low self-esteem, particularly among teenagers and young adults. Tragically, South Korea has one of the highest suicide rates in the world, and it holds the highest suicide rate among OECD countries. Nearly 800,000 people die by suicide each year, with many citing the immense pressure to look perfect, succeed academically, and meet societal expectations as contributing factors. The toll this pressure takes on mental health is profound, and there is growing concern about the need for reform in South Korea's approach to beauty, success, and societal norms. The country's high suicide rate has sparked national conversations about the urgent need for better mental health support and a cultural shift away from superficial ideals. The weird eating habits. Now let's shift gears and talk about one of South Korea's most unique cultural phenomena: food. The country has a rich and diverse food culture, but what truly sets it apart are some of the interesting and unusual eating habits. For starters, unlike in Japan, where eating silently is considered polite, in South Korea, it's quite common, and even expected, to slurp your noodles and sip your soup loudly. This is seen as a sign of enjoyment and appreciation for the food. Far from being considered rude, slurping is actually a part of the dining etiquette in many South Korean households. It's a way to show that you're enjoying your meal, and it's often done with gusto. Another major food trend that has taken the world by storm is the famous mukbang, a trend where people eat large quantities of food on live streams or YouTube videos. Mukbang stars like Heo Up gain massive followings by consuming gigantic portions of food while interacting with viewers. These videos have become so popular that some mukbang influencers make millions of dollars annually. The trend originated in South Korea, but has since gained global attention, with audiences tuning in to watch people eat everything from spicy noodles to enormous seafood platters. Mukbangs are more than just about eating. They're also a way for viewers to connect with the hosts, who often chat about their lives, share stories, or give personal advice. While some view mukbang as a quirky form of entertainment, others point out the potential health risks of consuming such large quantities of food. Nevertheless, the phenomenon is a fascinating example of how food culture in South Korea is not just about sustenance, but also about community, entertainment, and even personal branding. The poop museums. To wrap things up on a fun and quirky note, South Korea is home to some truly unique museums, and one of the most unusual is the Toilet Museum in Suwon. This museum is dedicated entirely to the humble toilet, celebrating everything related to toilets and public restrooms. In fact, it's not just a museum, it's the world's first toilet-themed park. The idea was conceived by Sim Jae-duk, the former mayor of Suwon, who developed a fascination with toilets while preparing for the 2002 World Cup. Sim wanted to raise awareness about the importance of sanitation and public restrooms, so he turned his passion into a unique cultural project. The park showcases various toilets from around the world, the history of sanitation, and even the evolution of bathroom design. The museum's centerpiece is a statue of a giant toilet bowl, and there are also exhibits dedicated to toilet humor, poop-themed art, and educational displays about hygiene and sanitation. It's an offbeat yet fascinating experience that draws visitors from all over the world, making it one of South Korea's most curious and memorable attractions. Whether you're a fan of quirky museums or simply curious about the history of toilets, the Toilet Museum is certainly a one-of-a-kind destination that adds a humorous and unexpected twist to South Korea's cultural landscape. South Korea may be known for its beauty, wealth, and cultural influence, but beneath the surface, it has a lot of hidden, sometimes disturbing realities. From the ultra-wealthy families controlling the economy to the tragic effects of beauty standards, South Korea is a country full of contradictions. If you want to know more about these strange and fascinating aspects of South Korean culture, feel free to comment below, and I'll be happy to make more videos about it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more intriguing content. See you in the next video.